go through it, you can say, hey, I remember that thought, and it's been put inside of my spirit. And you know what? Guess what? I'm going to reflect on that and chew on that and make it live. I want to talk about, for a little bit tonight, out of John chapter 18. I want to talk about the Judas experience. How many have ever heard of Judas before? The experience of Judas, the memory of Judas is so intense, it literally blew the name out of the water. That experience literally caused the name Judas to become Ichabod, ugly.
Like Lucifer. Yeah.
You don't hear someone, oh, wonderful, brand new baby boy. This is exciting. Oh, he's so cute. What's his name? Judas.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you told someone, yeah, this is beautiful baby Judas, they'd be like, what? There would be what are you talking about? Why would you name him Judas? Even some of you here right now are shaking your head like, oh, how could that be? But did you know that the name Judas was a very common name, and it was a very beautiful name? Does anyone here know what the name Judas means? The name Judas is the literal translation from Hebrew is God is praised. God is praised.
Wow.
When someone received that name, they received it usually from a family that loved God, that had a wonderful relationship with God. So you hear the name, God is praised, and you think of the name Judas now, and guess what? The two don't mix. John chapter 18. Let's look at a few verses here concerning the Judas experience. Beginning in verse 1. When Jesus had spoken these words. Now, when you see something like that, what you need to do is read the previous chapter. We will not do that. But how many of you guys have ever heard of the Lord's Prayer before? People have said it, the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, who art in heaven. That is not the Lord's Prayer, though, really. Even though it's taught that and called that, that's really the disciples' prayer. Jesus said to his disciples, when you pray, say. The Lord's Prayer is really in John 17. And it's a powerful prayer. We won't get into it tonight, but if you ever wanted to read just the heart of God, and literally know that Jesus, Al brought this out a couple weeks ago at the Bible study, that literally in this prayer, Jesus is praying for Marcy, MJ. Sorry. Jesus is praying for Darren. Jesus is praying for Jennifer. He's praying for you. It's a powerful prayer. But then he says, let's go back to 18 verse 1, that when Jesus had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over to the brook Cedron, where there was a garden, in which he entered and his disciples. And Judas also, which betrayed him, because he knew the place. And Jesus oftentimes resorted there. Does anyone else have another translation? What does it say? No, verse 2.
Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place where Jesus often met there with his disciples.
Met there. So has anyone else got another word for that in there, or is it pretty much the same? I like the word resorted there, because the connotation that is being given in the Scripture, it's a place of refreshing. It was a good place. He resorted there. Chilled there. There's a chill place. Anyone ever been in a chill place before? I had the precious opportunity to be with Brother Sandy out in Lakeview. I need to do it again. I didn't have a lot of time. The river. And we were chilling on the river. Fishing. We didn't catch any fish till I got out of the boat. No, it actually plastic ones, so it's okay.
Wow.
And Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from chief priests and Pharisees, came there with lanterns, torches, and weapons. Oh my. Now, to grab hold of the thought of a Judas experience, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Judas, because it's important to understand. How can you understand a Judas experience? First of all, has anyone here experienced betrayal before from somebody? That's a Judas experience. Now, I'm not going to ask anyone to raise hands tonight. How many of you guys have been a Judas? I'm not going to ask any hands raised. It's funny, as I'll minister on Judas a lot, it's funny, everyone's had a Judas experience, but nobody's ever been a Judas. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand Judas. You know, what made this story so significant. And one of the keys, as many of you know and understand, is that Jesus had different groups of people that he worked with, that he was close with. There were the multitudes, then he had the 70, then he had the 12, and then out of the 12 he had 3. But the 12 was the group that was closest to the Lord. This was a group that only way you could be one of the 12, or even one of the 70 for that matter, but especially the only way you could be one of the 12 is you had to be personally asked. You could not be one of the 12 disciples unless Jesus himself actually called you. So think about this, because when we think of Judas, we have understanding, okay, that he was a betrayer, that he was a liar, that he was a thief. And so we have these negative thoughts. But you know, the truth of the matter is, Judas, for all intents and purposes in the natural, he was a good man.